Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Start with AI, where we are focused on helping you get started with AI. Whatever your journey is, it can be accelerated with AI. And I have been waiting all week to interview Karen, Coach Mama Jackson, who is a fellow certified AI consultant. She's someone that I follow on TikTok and I'm so inspired by. I was really excited when she agreed to do this interview. And to give you some background on Karen, Coach Mama Jackson, she's an AI educator, digital marketing strategist, and global mentor who retired with 40 years of distinguished federal service. Her federal career, after she finished that, she made a bold pivot into the world of AI to help others build new futures in the digital economy. Karen has also leveraged AI to create and publish music, and she's also a prominent influencer. As a certified AI consultant, she empowers women, retirees, and small business owners to embrace AI, create digital products, automate revenue, and move forward with confidence. And she's really passionate about her mission to support purpose driven people as they pivot boldly like herself, prosper wisely, and build a legacy that lasts. Welcome, Karen. Really excited to have you on the program. How are you today?
Miss Nadeen, thank you. I am excited to be here. I am overjoyed. I'm like over here pinching myself because I can't believe that this is happening. So I'm very, very excited. I never thought that I would be interviewed for YouTube. I never thought that didn't even enter my mind. So I'm
Well,
excited.
now you are an artist and an influencer. And so the YouTube interviews are going to keep coming for sure.
Oh my,
So I'm excited to host you.
thank you.
Um, so let's jump into it. You
Okay.
spent 4 decades in the federal service before moving into AI. What inspired this bold decision, this bold pivot to, after such a distinguished career, to take up something that many people are even afraid of?
What inspired me? I'm 60 years old. Let me
Woo!
say that by the way. I'm 60. And, as a federal employee who was on working from home, right? Working from home all these years since COVID. And when they told us that we had to go back to work, honey, you sitting home and you're not moving like you used to, you gaining weight and stuff is not fitting like they used to, you're not moving like you were 5 years ago. And
Yes.
so when I had to go back into the office, I was having pains that I hadn't had before. So, I was like, Karen, you have close to 40 years and you almost 60. Just let it go.
Mhm.
So, I decided that I was going to go ahead and take it. I, I, I got into digital marketing, and I got into digital marketing because I knew I was close to retirement. And because I've never retired before, right? You don't know what your money going to look like.
Yes.
So, and I knew that I was getting ready to have a personal change in my life. I decided that it's time to do something different and maybe I could learn something new. So, that learning something new pivot me to digital marketing with done for you digital products. Honey, let me say this. That was very difficult.
Mm.
It was difficult, especially when you're not a marketer. And I am not a marketer. So, but I didn't give up. I said, it's okay, Cameron, you're going to learn. I cried and I prayed, Nadeen. I cried and I prayed. I was like, God, please help me. And he helped me by way of AI. Okay.
Mm.
The done for you side was a little difficult, even though they said that, the product's already done for you. And All you have to do is just re-offer it. Well, wasn't nobody buying, Miss Nadine. It wasn't buying, probably because I didn't know what I was doing. So, but when I pivot to AI, I one night was online and I saw this young lady creating images, and the images were so beautiful. I said, "Oh my God!" And I typed in her comments, "I am crying." And she said, "Ma'am, don't cry. Why are you crying?" I said, "Because I'm thinking about the possibilities of how this can change people's lives." I was like, this can really change people's lives. So I pivoted and I started watching her more and more. And then this young lady by the name of Callista's Bag, Nina Hickman, she gave us her first automation product. Nadine, I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew was that I had this AI product in front of me and I would just go live every day. I wasn't fearful. I said, you know what? It is what it is. I'm 60 and I'm going to try. And I told the people, my audience, we're going to learn together. So I started creating logos and they started liking them. Then I started creating their commercials and I would give them away free and they liked it. And so I said, oh, shucks. And then I started making money. And I was like, ooh, I have something here. It wasn't as difficult. So when I started doing that, then God allowed me to cross paths with somebody a queen by the name of Misha Baseman. She had a program, a mentoring program called DCT. Miss Nadine, I got in DCT. They held me by my hand. They guided me. I took notes every day, being older, right? Now, I'm a note taker. I took notes every day and then I started implementing what I learned. And as I started implementing what I learned, and I just kept making money. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. And I started crying some more, honey, because I said, thank you, Jesus. It's worth it.
Tears of joy now.
Yes. And that is how I pivot to AI.
Okay. Wow. That was so rich, Karen. So I'm going to pause because you said you left and you knew you needed to learn something new and you started and it was hard. But you said, I'm not going to give up. And then you ran into AI and you started crying because you saw the possibilities. And then you kept learning, but then you started doing and you were giving away for free initially. And then you started getting paid and the money kept rolling in. Yeah.
Yes.
That is fantastic. Fantastic. Lots of gems. And I really wanted to recap that because one of the things I'm passionate about people understanding is you're never too old to learn something new. It's a mindset,
It is, Nadine. It is. I'm this type of person, Miss Nadine. I'm mindful of what I tell myself.
Yeah.
I'm mindful of what I speak. Right? I believe that the Bible said that life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Wow.
And I am real careful about what I say, right? And I'm careful with who I allow in my circle and what I take in, right? And I told myself, was it hard, Nadine? Of course it was. Was the money rolling in like that I could roll over? No. But it was rolling in enough to give me the motivation that I needed to continue, right? I was more fearful, Miss Nadine, of where I was coming from and the possibilities of not having than I was of moving forward, right? And the skills that I was learning was amazing. The skills that I am still learning is amazing. And I tell people all the time, right? We were scared of 2K when it came.
Yes.
We were scared of the internet. And they were talking about buy your water, buy your food, stock up, and all that foolishness, Miss Nadine. Okay. Now they talk about people scared of AI. No. You need to be, the only fear that you might want to have with AI is losing your job.
Mm.
AI is replacing a lot of jobs. I came in as a clerk typist in the federal government. Now AI is doing that.
Yeah.
People are hiring virtual assistants. People are automating, using AI to automate the same duties that I would have been doing 40 years ago as a clerk typist.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I tell people is make sure you get you some AI skills. Those AI skills is going to make you more marketable.
Yes. Yes. So you have a passion about empowering women and retirees, and many of them are not confident at all. How do you help them build that confidence to start the learning process in AI and to elevate their skills in AI?
Give them my phone number. You know, my son said, Mom, you can't keep giving people your phone number, Mom. You know, Nadine, I give people my phone number
Yeah.
and I let them know, I talk to them and let them know that you're going to be okay. Matter of fact, I met with a lady yesterday. I drove an hour and a half and met her yesterday. And because I wanted her to feel comfortable, right? First of all, and I'm not saying that I'm flying across the world and come meet you to hold your hand. That's what I'm saying. What I am saying is that when I started as a digital marketer, I needed help. I was 59. I didn't know what I was doing, Nadine. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't have guidance. There was not a lot of people out here that was holding my hand. I was in different people's TikTok lives and Instagram lives trying to get help. And all that did was just gave me too much information. So I said that once I started learning, I want people to know when you come across my life that I'm not just somebody to try to take your money, right? It's about me trying to make sure that you're okay, right? That you understand and that you're gonna be okay. And a lot of people have told me that by me giving them my number, right? And then when I called them, they are so surprised, like, oh my God, this Coach Mama, she actually calling. Yes, I'm calling because I need you to know and understand and feel that you're not alone, right? That's what it's about. It's about that human connection of knowing that you're not alone, right? And so many of us are alone, right? There's so many people on TikTok, social media that are alone, right? And so having that, and I think about that, right? It's just a pet peeve I have about people being alone, right? And so that is how that's one of the ways that I help people. I'm not saying I give my number to everybody. What I'm saying is that I let them know they're not by themselves. I give them my phone number. I talk to them on the phone. I have talked to people on the phone for 3 hours, right? I didn't charge them anything. I just wanted to let them know that you're not by yourself. You can do it, right? If you put forth the effort and you take your notes, right? That's how I made it, Nadine. I took notes, honey. Look, let me tell you, let me show you something. Let me tell you something, Miss Nadine. This is my first journal that I ever created using AI.
Wow, it's gorgeous.
This is my gratitude journal. The first journal. Is it perfect? No, but it's perfect for me, right? This
Yes.
is the first product ever made once I joined DCT. Now, let me show you this. So
Oh, it's full of your notes.
right? Note takers make it. And I
Yes.
tell people, take your notes. And my notes, through God's grace, is what allows me to get better at what I do because I always have something to refer back to.
Right,
So,
right,
yeah,
right.
that's how I try to help people.
So that journal is beautiful,
Thank
Karen.
you.
It's gorgeous. Walk us through, please, a little bit around all the products that you're selling today.
Okay, so this journal, I made this journal in I joined DCT September the 12th. I made this journal maybe between September and December. This is my first journal. I fell into the hole of art. I told you I love art, right? Like you can make millions and millions and millions and millions of art. So I fell into this art hole. And so then I fell into what I'm going to do with the art. Okay. So you make the art, what you can do with the art. So that's when I pivot to Etsy and I put my products on Etsy. The products I put on Etsy, and I created a online store called Printify. That's print on demand. Print on demand, you can make, this is where I made my journal using Printify. You can make journals, you can make coffee mugs, you can make shower curtains. I was like, oh my God, I made shower curtains.
Owl curtain. Wow.
Yes, like I made wrapping paper for Christmas. Because I was like, how many times do you go into the store and see wrapping paper with people of color?
Mm,
You do
mm.
not.
You do
You do.
not.
You do not. So I was like, oh, I was gung ho. I was like, oh, I'll make this wrapping paper. And I made wrapping paper and I made hoodies. And then as you grow in this space, you pivot. There's nothing wrong with pivoting. In life, we are going to pivot so many times. So I went from creating journals went from art to creating journals to creating wrapping paper to hoodies. I still do hoodies to hoodies. And now I'm creating GPTs, which are robots. They're little bots, right? I'm creating GPTs. I'm creating my own ebooks and children's books. I'm teaching what I'm learning, right? That's teaching and educating is like one of the top two niches for AI, right? Teaching it, right? Motivating people. And let me say this. April 2019, I had a heart attack.
Oh.
August 2019, I had double bypass heart surgery. After the heart surgery, I had an allergic reaction. And I woke up 5 days later because they had to put me in an induced coma. I said that because when God woke me up, when they pulled the tube out and God woke me up, I would tell myself, I don't know why you woke me up. I don't know why you saved me, but God saved me, right?
Yes.
And I believe personally that AI is sent by Him. And I say that because there are too many positives with AI, right? We don't need to work for other people. We can work for ourselves. We can create our own businesses, honey. Okay, at 60, I am an entrepreneur, honey. I have gone from creating journals to now being an international certified AI consultant. Okay, y'all better stop playing. Don't make Mama bring out her fan. Don't make me. I'm gonna keep it clear. Okay. Okay. So, and now I educate people. And I shared that story because a part of me feel like He saved me to help others, right? I've always loved helping people. My husband would say, oh my, here she go. Who's she bringing home today? Because I like helping people, right? I love helping people. So now I educate people about AI. I teach the retiree. I teach the ladies. I teach kids. I have a speaking engagement next Thursday with some 8th graders. I'm going to teach these babies how they can create income and legacies for themselves and their families without working for others. Right? That's amazing. Well, you don't have to work for others. Now I'm educating people, teaching them how to make avatars. Okay. I'm creating frameworks. Okay. I am, baby. It's amazing. I'm getting into the automation side of AI. So yes, so I'm getting better. My skills are getting better. I'm not allowing fear of being 60 to prevent me from growing inside this space. I have some dreams, goals, and aspirations at 60, Miss Nadine, that I'm going to reach. And the only way to reach that is I have to continue to move forward. And God is blessing me. He is blessing me. I mean, things are, I'm receiving these blessings, and it's like, wow, all I want to do is help people. And I'm going to tell you this one thing that just happened to me last week. I was doing an avatar class. I was teaching an avatar class. And one of my students is a speech pathologist. And I was teaching them how to create avatars to market their business. And she made a video reel of an avatar doing sign. Nadine, I was blown away. I was like, I just started crying. I was so full because I said, for God to allow me to be a vessel to help the hearing impaired is way beyond my wildest dreams. I never thought that I would be a vessel to help the hearing impaired. I just never thought.
That is so powerful, Karen. I mean, thank you for sharing your life story, starting with the heart attack. I appreciate that. I mean, I was inspired already, but even more inspired hearing that. And you're talking about you being blessed, but you are blessing so many. And many people spend their whole lives saying, I don't know what my purpose is, but you're literally getting up and living it every day. And I mean every day. Like when I open Instagram in the morning, Coach Mama is the first one that's live. I'm like, oh, I gotta get on here because if Coach Mama can do it, I can do it too.
You mean TikTok, on TikTok.
Yes, this is on TikTok. This is on
Yes,
TikTok.
6 o'clock. They
Yeah.
said find the time, just so people that's watching this. Look, I'm in my teaching mode.
Yes.
Find the time that works for you. A young lady who had made $1 million in the digital space told us that 6 o'clock she had heard that 6 o'clock was a great time to go live. The very first time I went live, I got 4 sales.
What?
The very first time that I went live, when she said that, matter of fact, I had just met this young lady that particular night, and we had stayed on TikTok for 20. We had stayed on TikTok overnight. We had got on about 7 or 8. We did not get off until 6, after 6 o'clock. So we stayed on. She said that to us. I'll never forget. It was 5:49 a.m. It was in May. The sun was shining bright. And she said, I heard that going live at 6 a.m. was the way to go. I went live at 6 a.m. I went to sleep after. I think I only did my live for an hour because I was tired because we had been up all night. When I woke up that morning, I had 4 sales. Right? Did I continue with? I did not. I fell off. But I'm back on now. Yes. I go live every morning at 6 a.m. That's the best time for me. You have to find the time. 6 p.m. didn't work too good for me. Right? But 6 a.m. has turned out to be very profitable.
Okay. You heard it here first, everybody. And I'm a morning person, so I'm gonna be putting that into action. Another thing um, that leaves with me, Coach Mama, is that when you learn something, you put it into action very quickly. Many of us learn something and then we procrastinate, but it's the putting it into action that really brings the value. We can sit down and read all day, take courses all day, listen to podcasts all day, but at the end of the day, if we don't put it into action, then we won't bear the fruit.
Nope.
So I love that about you. I mean, you haven't said it, but it's coming across in everything that you've shared about your journey so far. I love
Okay.
that.
Thank you.
So, Coach Mom, I'm going to put you under pressure because you've talked about all these great digital products and AI, but you have not spoken about your AI album. So
Oh,
let's go there. And there's a lot of talk about AI music right now. There was Zanaya Monet, and that has burst on the scene. And Suno signed an agreement with a big music company. And there are lots of mixed views around AI music. As someone who was a Napster user back in the day, I celebrate it as a disruption to the industry. It always creates opportunity, but I also do support regulation so that artists can be treated fairly and compensated. Please walk us through your journey to music in AI and
honey,
your newly released album. Woo!
baby. I learned Suno when I was in DCT. And I didn't quite know what I was doing. I didn't know how to do it. And I told the gentleman that was teaching the class, I said, wait, you just wait. I'm coming. I'm coming. So Suno wasn't giving me the sound that I wanted. And so Suno did an update, Nate.
Yeah.
Honey, when they did the update, okay, the music started sounding like I wanted it to sound, honey. And so I this is how I create my music. I go inside of me,
Mhm.
okay? And I think about my life stories. I think about my experiences, right? And then I go into chat and I tell chat my experiences. And I tell it what I want, how I want it, what type of music I want, what sound I'm listening to. And I put it in and it gives me what I want. This new model is so much better now, right? And so my lyrics are so I just went on this gentleman's live the other day and I've been going on his live and he like, AI music is not real music and wah woo woo. And you know what I told him and his wife? I said, you're gonna remember this conversation.
Yes.
You're gonna remember this conversation, honey. And because uh of the merger that just happened, right, with
Mhm.
Suno and Warner, right? Warner
Yeah.
was suing Suno, right? And so I was like, it don't matter to me, right? AI is evolving, it's changing every day, Nadine. And so I said, I am going to publish my music. And so I published my music. I went and I'm a procrastinator, Miss Nadine. I am. I really
I
am.
don't believe you.
Procrastinator. And I said, Karen, you know what they say about procrastination, but I'm not going to say what they say. However, it only hurts me when I do that. So one particular day, I just said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And so I just went on ahead and I did it. And it wasn't as bad as I made it out. It wasn't as bad as, fear portrayed it to be. Right.
Yeah.
did it, Nadine. Now, honey, I am on 50 streaming platforms. This is 60-year-old. It's on 50 streaming platforms. I am on all social media platforms. Other people can now use Coach Mama's. The name of my artist is Malvia Soul. Now, let me tell you the story behind my name. My father and my mother and father are deceased. And I wanted my mother and father to be a part of my journey. My father's name is Malachi. My mother's name is Sylvia. So I took the first 3 letters of my dad's name and the last 3 letters of my mother's name, and I put it together, and that's how I birthed Malvia, right? And so Malvia Soul is everywhere. So I released that the day before Thanksgiving. Honey, a week later, I released another one. And my friend said, Karen, why are you releasing them so soon? I said, because I don't know what's going to happen with this merge. Okay. And it comes to find out that this merger with Warner and Suno is supposed to do away with what's going on in Suno. I said, well, let me get my music out now. Okay. Let me get my music out now. Okay, I got a Christmas album that's getting ready to drop. My girlfriend said, come on. We 12 days out for Christmas. I said, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna get my music out, okay? I it's so easy, Nadine, for me to sit down and create music. Music heals the soul, right? And my music, anybody can listen to. My music is inspirational, motivational music, right? Your 6-year-old and grandma and mama and the pastor could be on the church bus listening to my music. That's how motivating and uplifting it is, right? There are messages, right? Just like, as a parent, our children listen to music, then they go out and try to emulate what they hear, right? Mm-hmm. I want my music to resonate with people and implement what they hear, right? Like, we as women, we get in relationships, right? We get in relationships. A lot of times, we dealing with some self-esteem issues, right? So my music helps that. Say, girl, you don't have to do that. Baby, you don't have to worry about that. You good, honey, right? Roll your sleeves up, girl, and going on out there and be with yourself. You all right with self, honey? So that's the type of music. And so the second album, the first one I did was just called Malvia Soul, Shine Like You Mean It. That's the name of my first one. Shine Like You Mean It, right? That taps into that self-confidence, right? That self-worth, you know what I'm saying? That self-esteem, let us know that we good. We got this, right? The second album is coming from a man's perspective, okay? I'm not a man, no, I'm not, but I've dealt with them, okay? Okay, yeah. And there's not a lot of music out here, Nadine, that goes on the inside of them either. I have twins, right? I have twins. And matter of fact, I had my twins to review my album. They loved it. They loved my album. It's called Stepping. They're 24.
Okay.
The name of that album is called Stepping Into Me. Okay. And I had my twins and one of their close friends to review it because it's coming from a man's perspective. They love it. They love it. Okay. Yes. So yeah, I love my music. Thank you, Miss Nadine.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
The Monet will not be up there by herself. I'm gonna be the first. Y'all heard it here. I'm gonna be the first 60-year-old with an AI album at the top of the billboards. I'm claiming it.
Big claim it.
Yeah.
My experience with these things is that once you claim it, they have an interesting way of happening.
Yes.
So I'm claiming that for you, and thank you for sharing that story and that journey and breaking down the process. And you can publish directly from Suno, right? With a paid version?
No.
Oh, okay. So educate us. Yes.
Suno helps you to create your music. That's what
Yes.
you use Suno for. And you can upload your voice.
Mm-hmm.
You can upload your voice into Suno to create your music using your voice.
Nice.
So after you create the music in Suno, then you have to go to another platform. I use United Masters, right?
Okay.
And that is who I use to, and they distribute. You have there are several different platforms where you can put your music and you can upload your music and it'll distribute. It's a distributor, right? AI music distributor. And that is who I use to distribute my music. And they put it on the platform. And I'm going to tell you what happened. The second album, Stepping Into Me, I uploaded it to United Masters. And the day before my album was to drop, I went in just to see, make sure I didn't have any errors or anything. Honey, I had a message from YouTube. And the message said that my album was eligible for their monetization program. Before it even dropped, Nadeen.
Before it even dropped.
Girl, I was like, oh my God. Now, mind you, a couple of months ago, YouTube was not allowing AI. First, they allowed AI music.
Yes.
And then they changed, they pivot and said, no, you can't put AI, you can't monetize off of it. That's what they said.
Right.
But you wasn't going to be able to monetize off of AI music. Honey, they didn't change that tune. Okay. I received a message from YouTube telling me that my Stepping Into Me out was eligible for the monetization program. And then a couple of days later, after that, just to go see where my music was, honey, they had sent the same message for Shine Like I Mean.
Okay, now that is awesome. How did they find your music?
I don't know, babe. Well, the distributor puts it on YouTube. I'm on YouTube.
Okay.
Yes, that's one of the platforms. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Pandora, honey. My name is on Pandora. I'm on YouTube. Pandora. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Music. Like, to go on any of those platforms, you'll see Malvia Soul.
Woo!
Baby, that's how it. And girl, when I went on YouTube to hear it on YouTube, and YouTube did a music, because they do mix, and you can type in neo soul, whatever kind of music you want, honey. They put me in the mix. Guess who I'm on the mix with?
Who?
I'm on the mix with Keisha Cole. I'm on the mix with Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Wow.
I'm on the mix with Luther Vandross. I'm on the mix with Sade. Okay, they put music in. Hey, Nadeen, they put my music with that genre and those powerful people.
Yes.
So somebody go in and they hit a mix, right? If they type in Keisha Cole, it's a possibility that Malvia Soul will be in that lineup.
Yes, so chills.
Miss Nadeen?
AI. 60 years old. So much there. Coach Mama. Oh my God.
Yeah. So you can't be scared. Don't be scared. Like, and I keep telling people all the time, right? If you take one step, God gonna take two. You take one step, God take two. If you don't tell people what you know, won't nobody know what you know, right? I said, so we are all, Nadeen, walking around with all of these stories.
Yeah.
We walking around. You ever heard that saying, that the graveyard is the most richest place in the world?
No, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, because of all the ideas.
Oh, that are buried.
That those people that are buried, that they never acted on.
Never act
When
alone.
you
Never let out.
you can take AI with your imagination,
Yes.
put them together, honey, and the sky is the limit. Now I have artists in my I have singers in my family. I come from a singing background, right? None of my family, one of my uncles was really close with Tina Marie. My granddad played the guitar. My uncles and my grandfather played the guitar. My sister sing. My brother sing, right? I don't, it skipped me. I'm the oldest.
Skip me.
I didn't get in. I have nieces that sing. I
Yes.
mean, like birds sing. And I saw my cousin the other day. I said, it took me to win the non-singer. Now I got the album. Yes. But you can do it. Yes.
Non-singer.
The non-singer as only because of AI. Only because of AI. So don't be scared, people. You rich and don't even know it.
Yeah.
You rich and you don't even know it. Yes. Colin Kaepernick just I live in one of the areas that's close to me. It's called Prince George's County, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Kaepernick he has a AI program teaching kids how to create books, become authors,
That's great.
and to the school systems here in Maryland. Okay? Yes. Yes.
And so that's a great segue, Coach Karen. You know, the irony of you becoming the first one to release an album. So I started this Start with AI framework, and START is an acronym, but also a verb, because a lot of times starting is the hard part because of the procrastination and the inertia. And so the acronym, S, use AI to spot the opportunities out there. T, use it to test the ideas that you come up with. Once you do that, then you can automate it, then run the business with AI, and then, of course, tweak and refine, because there's always going to be pivots. So can you share with us, how do you use AI to do any of those things? Identify opportunities, test your ideas, automate things, run your business, tweak and refine your work.
Honey child, let me tell you. God talks to me all the time.
Yes.
I get downloads all the time. I was talking to I don't know what I was saying. You have to be careful what you say. You have to be careful what you say.
Yeah.
You have to be careful about your ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because somebody can take your idea and they can run with it, right? So, I can't explain my ideas, Miss Nadine. All I can tell you is that God blesses me with them. And they pop into my head and I'm like, oh my God. So one day I was just sitting now, I was taught how to create a book. So one day I said, okay, I'm gonna create a book. I thought about one of my experiences as a child. And one of my experiences as a child is I was brought up, my mother and father never graduated high school, right? My mother used to clean offices. My dad was a sanitation worker. And we had what we needed, not what we wanted. There's the difference. And I grew up in a time where the designer jeans had just started, right? And my mama couldn't afford to buy me designer jeans. And there was a store in the neighborhood, the little discount store we have Walmart now, right? Back in the day, we had McBride's, we had Morton's, and we had McBride's, Morton's, and Zayre's.
Okay.
right? You could go in there and get a pair of shoes for $2, $1, right? So those are the type of clothes that my mother was able to purchase for me. So, and you know how sometimes kids can be cruel and tease, right? Because I didn't have the designer things. So I wrote a book about it. I went inside of me and I wrote a story about it. And I haven't published it or anything, but I talked about how I was teased as a child and how I had what I needed, but not what I wanted. So one day on my live, something hit me and said, Karen, write a book. I went to chat. I shared the same story that I just shared with you about my experience. Chat, I told Chat what type of story I wanted. It gave me the story. I took that framework over to Canva. I created my book. Someone had told me how to turn that book into a flip book, right?
Mm.
So now I know how to create children's books in a flip book, right? And it's an audio book, right? So that day, an ebook. That day, I created my very first ebook, right? Her name is Maya, right? And I created a book about Maya. I created Maya. Then it hit me while I was on the live. I said, I created, I turned that flip book into an audio book, right? And then I took that and turned it into a song, right? And then I took that and turned it into a clothing line, okay?
Wow. Wow.
Backpack, right? Little girl, little baby onesies, right? Hoodies, t-shirts, right? Right? Coffee mugs, towels, and washcloths. So the one thought of me creating a book to tell my story, because there are a whole lot of other kids out here that feels exactly like Karen slash Mike. There are a lot of kids that have what they need and not what they want, right?
Mhm.
So, and that is a whole brand, Nadine. I sat there that one day, and God just was just dropping them. He was just dropping them in my brain, and I was like, "Ooh, and I could do this. Ooh, and I could do this. Ooh, and I can do that." And it was just coming. And as it came, I just went with it.
Yeah.
And at the end of that live, I had an audio book, an ebook, a song, a clothing line, um, and a backpack. So that is what I mean when I say you can take your imagination
Mm-hmm.
and you can incorporate AI and you can create anything that you,
Anything.
right? So somebody could create a whole bedroom of little girls. You know how many people had Barbie,
Yes. I think I would
Cabbage Patch
have one.
dolls, Cabbage Patch dolls, Miss Nadine.
Yes.
How many
Except those
kids?
don't exist anymore. Do Cabbage Patch dolls exist now? I know Barbie still do.
I don't know. All I know is this, honey, is that as a result of AI, honey, we can create our own Barbies. We can create
Yeah.
own Mayas. We can create our own t-shirt line, our
Yes.
own bathroom, bathroom, rugs and
Rugs.
shower curtains. Yes, towels and washcloths with our products on it for, you know what I'm saying, for children. So, wrapping paper, birthday wrapping paper.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like God just giving you downloads. My mentor, one of my mentors, she said, keep a piece of paper by your bedside. And when those downloads come, just write them down.
Down.
Just write them down. Right? Write them down. And then you go back to chat and say, chat, I had a download of da 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 da. Help me make this come to fruition. And it would give you step-by-step instructions on how to make it so.
Okay.
Okay. This young lady said to upload a picture of ourselves. Miss Nadine, and ask chat, what do you see? I did that. There's a picture of me in a ruin somewhere in a water thing. Me, I'm like this, right? It said I see somebody that's charismatic, somebody that's living life, somebody that's enjoying, right? Then I asked it to tell me, where did it see me in a year, 5 years? Gave me a 5 year plan. Then I said, where do you see me in a year? And I'm gonna tell you something. My son said, Mom, you believe in what a machine told you? I said, boy, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Miss Nadine, it told you that I would meet someone that had their own AI innovation program. I met the queen of AI, Alicia Little. What is the name of her business, Nadine?
Yeah.
AI.
Yes.
It told me that I would meet people on social media influencers, a big social media influencer. As a result of me being under the mentorship program of Alicia Little, I've met Nehemiah Davis. Okay. Another lady that's on social media, she liked one of my avatars and sent me a direct message and said she has over 64,000 followers and said, I want one of these. How can I get it? Can you teach me? Right. So then another young lady, it told me that I would be involved in a collaboration that has nothing to do with what I do. Okay. A young lady called me and said that she wanted me to collaborate with her. Right. So I'm saying all that to say this, Miss Sadie, that when I did that exercise on chat, and when chat gave me that feedback, I was so motivated. It motivated me. I was like, oh, I can do that. Oh, let me go do that. And so that is when I set out on a quest to make it happen. So that's what. So when my son said what he said, it's like, I don't care what you say, son. I'm good. I'm good. Me and Chat. Okay. It's like that exercise gave me a map to make it happen. And so I just set out to see, okay, well, how can I do that? Then I asked Chat to give me step-by-step guide on making it come to fruition. And that's what it is.
Okay. Okay. So Coach Mama, you've spoken a lot about Chat GPT and Suno. Can you share with us your favorite AI products? If they're those, I know everybody uses ChatGPT, but what are your favorite AI products and what do you use them for?
Chat is the number one, right? I know there's Gemini and there's Perplexity and all those things. I guess you get something and you're used to it and you're comfortable with it, you stay with it. So
Yeah.
I haven't ventured out to any of the other ones. Mid-Journey.
Okay.
I use Mid-Journey for my images. And I love how Mid-Journey creates images. I love that I can upload images of myself or any other type of image that I want, and Mid-Journey can emulate and duplicate the image that I want, right? As it can. Now you can make your images and you can animate your images in Mid-Journey.
Okay.
And you can animate the images in Mid-Journey. And I created a GPT. Look, one of the main pain points for digital marketers and businesses, entrepreneurs, is marketing. That's a huge pain point, right? Marketing. That's why I told you I cried, I prayed, I cried, I prayed. So, as a result of me learning these AI skills, I created a tool. It's a GPT. It's an app, not an app, but it's a GPT. And I created this GPT to help people like myself to create their hooks, their captions, their call to actions, right?
Okay.
And their scripts, right? You know, you see people, and the people are like this. They're recording themselves. You see people got all types of gadgets in their cars, and they're selling the gadgets for the grocery store cart. You can put your phone, you know, those types of things. Right? You know, you've seen them. I'm quite sure you've seen them. They
Yeah,
got
yeah.
little
I
thing
have,
in there.
they have them in TikTok now.
You don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that anymore. I created a GPT that I can create my hook. What is a hook? Somebody might want to know. A hook is that sentence that's on the front of your video when you're scrolling on social media and you see those words. That's the hook.
Yeah.
That's what the hook they grab you in that make you go and read the rest, right? The caption is the hook grabs you. The captions is what's underneath of your image or your reel. And the call to action, they call that CTA. That is the what you tell the viewer to do. Click link in bio, right? Like, follow, right? Link in bio or share the link or follow. Those are call to actions, right? So I put all of that in and I created a GPT. And my GPT creates the real for you. So the days of all of this is over. Now I have a product that I created that creates your script for you, Miss Nadine. And so you can use Flow, and I use Flow.
Okay.
Flow is another tool I use, right? That's by Google. I
Yeah.
use Flow to create my videos. Okay. You can put my script in any video generator that you want. I like Flow. That's what I use. And so it gives me my script, and then I take my script, Miss Nadine, I upload my script into Flow. I upload my images into Midjourney, get the image that I want, and then I upload that same image into Flow and creates my video. I can create, so what would take me hours,
Mm-hmm.
I can
Mm-hmm.
create a computer like what would take you hours to create? Because after you did this, then you had to go and you had to edit it, right? I
Yeah.
also like CapCut. I use CapCut as well, right?
Okay.
If I create a video, if I'm out and I record me out, I'll use CapCut to edit my video and upload. But when I use my GPT to get my hook, caption, call to action, my script, make my image in Midjourney, then I upload my image into Flow. I upload my script into Flow, and Flow gives me my video. So I can create my hook, caption, call to action video, upload it in 5 minutes. It gives you your time back. That helps. That took away. You no longer. My mother used to live with me, Nadine, and I used to say when I first started, and still do from time to time, I wish I had this when my mother was living with me.
Mm-hmm.
Giving me so much time for my mom, right? AI gives you your time with
Yeah.
your right, and a lot of people want to go to their kids' basketball games. You have a lot of stay-at-home moms, right? Stay-at-home dads, right? That have little kids that can't take off work, right? Or work in McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart. They can't take off work because they already are below budget, below the threshold of how much money they make, right? The AI will help you create income for your family so you can go to your baby's play. You can go have donuts for dads. You can go to have muffins for moms. And you can
Yeah.
travel. A lot of people, my sons used to play basketball, right? They were on an AAU basketball team, right? And parents would send their children with me, or they would send their children with the coach, right? Because they could not afford to miss work. Now with AI, with my GPT you can knock your stuff out. You can create your content from wherever you are with all across the world. You can create it. When you get your baby up to go to that AAU basketball game, honey, you can create your content with your coffee and be finished and schedule out your content for the whole day. Enjoy your day with your family, and you don't have to worry about you missing opportunities for your business because you did not have time to go do this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, my GPT is amazing, right? Like, so
Sounds amazing.
that is one of the things that I've created that helps the entrepreneur, right? And to market their business faster.
Okay.
Faster. Yes. So
Love,
those are
love,
some of
love.
my favorites. That's what I use every day. That's what I use. I don't, depart from it. I use that every day.
Wonderful. So, everybody, we're going to link all of those in the chat so that you have those available. I want to touch on Karen. As a certified AI consultant, we can speak all day about AI and why we love it and why it's great. I like to be balanced, and so I'd love if you could share some of the words of caution or advice you would share for persons starting out on their AI journey.
One of my cautions of advice is this: find someone that genuinely cares about your well-being. Now, you're probably saying, well, how are we supposed to do that? It's all trial and error. All trial and error, right? Try not to go in everybody's lives. You're going to find a lot of people are going to tell you a lot of different things.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that I did. I was in everybody's live. I was in this live, this live, this live, that live, this live, this live. And it gave me so much information. And I was on information overload, Nadeen. And I was stuck. I didn't know who to listen to.
Okay.
Right? I didn't know what to do. Right? Because it's like, oh, I like her. I like him. I like her. And everybody's doing something different. Right? But once I found the mentorship program, right? Once I found that mentorship program, and that's where I stayed. I stayed with those people. And when I stayed, I stopped going in everybody's lives.
Okay.
I set boundaries for myself. That is so important. You have to set boundaries for yourself. If you don't set boundaries for yourself, you're going to be all over the place. You're going to be all over the place. Yeah. Right? And I'm going to give you an example of setting a boundary. One of my mentor that taught me, I call her the GOAT, Misha Bazemore. She's the GOAT. Right? And sometimes we're live on TikTok at the same time. And people that's in the community will be on my live. And then when she go live, they'll be like, Coach Mama, Misha live. I said, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I said, because I'm trying to eat just like she's trying to eat. Okay. I said, and I told her, I'm not going to stop my live to come over here on your live. I'm sorry. I'm the most important person. Right? That doesn't have anything to do with her. It has all to do with me. It has all to do with knowing that I'm trying to feed myself and my family just like she's trying to feed hers. And if I stop what I'm doing to run over there, where does that leave me? Right? So it's like knowing your work. So you the most important person. That's what it's about. It's about knowing you are the most important person, right? And I tell people all the time, stop being loyal to people that's not loyal to you. Don't be out here being loyal to people that's not loyal to you.
Yeah.
You the most important person, right? So now, as a result of me growing in this space, right? I'm still there, but I'm not there, right? I've grown, I'm growing, right? Now I have my own school community, right?
Yeah.
I have my own school community, right? I'm growing, right? I'm creating products, right? I am now starting to speak, right? So don't get caught up in other people and remember you the most important person,
Okay.
right? You the most important person, y'all. Always remember that. Always remember to put yourself and your business first. You know, a lot of time, and don't become a product hoarder. I
Mm.
said, don't
Mm.
become a product hoarder. You seen them shows, them hoarder shows, and people got all this stuff packed in their house. All the way you can't get through the door, you can't get through. Well, people do that with AI products,
Mhm.
right? Only find out what you are in alignment with.
Yes. Yes.
Find out what you are in alignment with. Once you find your alignment, that's the lane that you go with, right? Finding your alignment, right? What is your alignment? The thing that you do with the least amount of effort. That's your alignment. That thing that you do with the least amount of effort. What is that for me? Helping people, right? Music, right? Those are the two top things to me. I love helping people, right?
Yes.
And I love music, right? So what am I doing? I am educating people about AI. And I'm in the studio any chance that I get. Now, are there other things? Of course it is. You're going to get so bombarded with
Yeah.
things and ideas that's going to come to you. You're going to be like, oh my God, like I was talking to a young lady today. I said, don't tell me no more. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me no more. Because I don't need that in my mind right now. I need to stay where I am because my other friend, she said, Karen, I'm going to share. I know this is what I did. Da, 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 da. I said, not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Right? I need to stay focused. Staying focused is difficult. That's another thing. Stay focused. Right? Stay focused. Find out what your alignment is and stay
Mm.
out of people's lives that's not in alignment with what you do.
Mm. Mm.
If it ain't in alignment with you, like coloring books is a thing. Coloring books is a thing. I'm not going on your live to hear you talk about coloring books. Why? Because I'm not into coloring books, right? Well, if I'm in your live listening to you for over an hour or two about coloring books that I don't have an interest in, I just lost 2 hours of my time.
Correct. Correct.
I lost 2 hours of my time, and those 2 hours that I gave to you prevented me from being productive.
Correct.
Because I could have took those 2 hours and I could have banged out some music.
Yeah.
I could have created me some music for myself, right? I could have created me some more books. I could have created some things for me. I could have created some classes and put some more classes up for myself, right? So
Mhm.
I could have created more products and services that and incorporate that has my music in it. So that's what I mean by what you're in alignment with. And that's what I mean by stay out of people's lives. If it's not in alignment with you, I know you're nosy.
I don't have that kind of time.
I know you're nosy because I'm nosy. But
Yeah.
everything I can't do. You're gonna be inundated with so many ideas. Let me tell y'all this. AI is moving at a rapid pace. It's moving so quick. You're not going to be able to keep up with everything. You right? So you got to find what works for you. And once you find it, right, you hold on to that and work with that, right? And so that's why I had to tell my friends, not right now, not today, wait a second. Next week, I'm going to come back to that, right? And you can show me, right? One of them is coming over to my house to spend some time with me. We're going to sit down, and the things that she was trying to tell me, okay, tell me when you get here, boo. Because right now, I can't focus on that. And that is what I had to do for me, because I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying to just keep in my mind what I'm focusing on, so that I don't crowd up my mind. Some days, y'all, you just gonna have to sit, Miss Nadine, and don't do nothing, because you're gonna have so many things going on in your mind. Like yesterday, I met the young lady, right? I did some Christmas shopping, came home. Today I knew I had this interview, but after I went live this morning, I shut everything down, and I laid down and went to sleep. You have to take care of your body.
Yeah. Love
And
that.
I'm a cyclist.
Yes.
If I don't cycle, I'm a cyclist, right? I travel the world and ride my bike, right? At 60, because that's how I'm going to stay alive.
Yes.
So take care of your body. That's the most important. Take care of your body. A lot of us that are older, right? We on all these medications. I went from 14 medications to an aspirin and a cholesterol pill.
Wow. Okay, that's a whole other episode, Coach Mama. Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
what I want to, the point that I want to make is that while we on this journey, I say this, Miss Nadine, and I said that because Karen, when I first joined the digital marketing side, I told you about my health issues. I wasn't eating right. I was ordering DoorDash. I was ordering Uber Eats, sitting in front of my laptop because I wasn't moving. Why was I not moving? Because I was scared I was going to miss something. I was scared that I wasn't going, and I needed to make my money. So I needed to be on social media. I needed to be in the lives so that I could hear what you all were teaching. And that prevented me from what? Taking care of me. Mm-hmm. So that is why I'm bringing this up, right? Because I started to gain weight. I started to feel some kind of way in my body. And it's like, wait a minute. What good is it for you if you doing all of this and then you can't even enjoy it because you didn't take care of your body? So I had to I had to go back. It's like, okay, Karen, you're going to, now that you've gotten better with learning, now that you've learned how to do things better, right? Now I can take that time and go ride 30 miles, right? Get up, go live, right? After I go live, eat my breakfast or not, go ride my bike, put my little 20, 30 miles in, come back to the house, and then work on the products that I need to work on. So most importantly, yes, y'all, take care of your bodies, and then let your take care of your business, okay? And then take care of yourself. There you go.
Amen. Amen. What a word to kind of bring this all together. Coach Mama, Karen, Coach Mama Jackson, taking care of your mind, taking care of your body. You've taken us through so many things, the power of imagination, learning, believing in yourself, not giving up, starting a business, having multiple streams of income. This was real rich, as the young people say. And I thank you, thank you, thank you so much for participating in the Start with AI podcast, so that other women, and not just other women like you, but this spans every single demographic. So I really, really thank you. And I'll be tuning in live tomorrow. Thank you so much, Coach Mama.
Thank you, Miss Nadine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. And everyone, all the links will be in the chat. Check out the music, check out Coach Mama's courses, check her out on TikTok. We've only scratched the surface here. Take care and tune in for the next episode.
Bye
Bye.
bye, baby. Thank you. Bye bye.